What's going on, guys? Sir Wayne here, bringing you the World at War historical uh, map, part 3 and final for me installation of this little series. I'm going to go over basically what happened and why I'm scooping it up and things I've learned from the map as well as roleplay. So, in my first experience in the role playing world, so basically, what happened was I was Persia, allied with the USSR and Turkey, and then ultimately nationalist China and basically everybody over here. So, what had happened is Germany, day one, essentially, of the PvP, starting, he invades the USSR, and the USSR just goes inactive for a whole day, apparently. Just doesn't do anything. Next thing, he comes back in after being inactive, and, he's got all the major cities, just all the good stuff, right? All the way up to Stalingrad. He has Moscow. He has all the good stuff, right? So essentially, economically destroyed by Germany. Um, the way that the historical maps, excuse me, the way that historical maps are set up is the major powers have super advantage, like highly upgraded units. Well, let's show level 4 motorized infantry, good tanks, good infantry. I mean, he's lost a lot of troops in this area. Has a lot here, but as you can see, highly upgraded versus somebody like Persia, Romania, Turkey, Egypt, little smaller countries, non-power, superpower countries, or non-major powers, right? So, so I started out with 20 units, and whoops, as you can see, I can find myself. I have now 25 units. So clearly, and I started with 20. You can see he's got 157, which is highly damaged from what he had. But clearly he's going to win. He's got the economy against me anyway. But really, there are two things that made me not want to play the map any further. Was the fact that the huge advantage that he has over me, and the I should have waited on attacking him. That's true, and I did learn some stuff as far as like it really don't matter how good a player you are if they have like level 4 motorized infantry, level 3 tanks, medium tanks, and they just crash into your stack. If they just have enough troops, they'll just keep crashing into your stacks. And if they're able to catch your stuff, which they are because they're level 4 motorized infantry, and even if you have, like, even if in your own territory, if you have any kind of individual, like if you have lower ranked troops, like for example, I had like level 1 artilleries and stuff like that, it don't matter if you're in your own territory or not, they'll catch you. They're level 4 motorized infantry. They'll catch you. And he went with the tactic of just smashing into stuff. All the motorized infantry, all of his medium tanks and stuff, just run it into my stacks. And it worked. It did superior damage. Level 1 artillery, level 1, infantry, stuff like that. Because small economy, right? And you start out with very, very little. So, and I had troops over here that was going in and doing stuff. So, so I had troops going in here taking Russian land. I shouldn't have done. I should have put all my focus towards here, but I didn't want him outflanking me, which he never did. He kept most of his forces right here to do the fight, which is fine. That's what he did. Anywho, let's see here. The most important thing that it's unranked. So at this point, like, it just doesn't matter to me because I'm not getting the kills. I'm not getting to nothing. So that's probably the biggest thing. So, like, all this focus and attention for nothing. I also told Nationalist China to use his planes to patrol over my stack while they were bombarding, like, his stack up here. And he didn't do it. Instead, he attacked when they came in range, which I didn't tell him to do. He messaged me and told me, and I just, I told him, the confusing, and just told him what, I didn't tell him to attack. I told him to patrol. There's a huge difference. He's falling back here, and I'm falling back to here, and then turtling up and, building the bunkers and all that good stuff, and just walking out and just scooping it up. But, I learned a lot. Roleplay's interesting. You get to come up with your own ideas of what happened, your own justifications of war. You become more of a little bit more of a role in your country. Very, very interesting in a sense, but at the same time, I don't see why you can't do that in just a regular map. I mean, you can essentially do the same thing, except I guess other people wouldn't be doing it back to you as far as roleplay. But they tend to do that in the 22 maps and such. So the 100s are a little bit more PvP, so a lot more competitive. Or at least that's my perspective. But there's no hard feelings. Well done on Dave's part by invading Soviet Union on day one and getting a huge economy boost and really forcing me to attack him to try to neutralize that. But it wasn't going to do, I thought I could use artillery and, skill to outdo him. But when you just have so many more troops, you can really go and just deal with them. So, but anyway, overall experience, it was unique. It was different. I'm glad it was unranked because I would be definitely, my KD would be really hurting right now, and I'd probably more than likely be below the 6 KD ratio because when you get up to 6, when you get up to a 6 KD ratio, if you take any kind of losses, your KD drops like significantly, and it takes a long time to get it up. So at that ratio, so really glad that it's not unranked, and it was super relief that it wasn't. Like I said, super fun. Almost got wiped out by Nationalist China at the very beginning because he had all these planes starting out. I mean, all these tactical bombers and stuff, and I just didn't have it. And I was able to negotiate a peace because he said he didn't know what I had and stuff. But in all honesty, yeah, I mean, he just more than what I would have had it, Those planes by itself would have won the battle because the planes itself would have won the battle because I didn't have no anti-air over there. My anti-air was building up over here for Germany, I believe. But even the anti-air that I had, that I may or may not have had over here, wouldn't have been enough. So, like, he still would have wiped it out because his starting units were so much more superior. So, basically, to break it down all for you, historical map, good for role play, I would say. If you're a competitive player, pick a major power, or don't play. Unless you just really going to have to lay low. And you want that sort of challenge, which I have won a historical world map as Romania, a non-major power. and that's because I was just given a lot of time. And then this one, I just thought that Germany was, uh, once he took USSR out, that we would have never caught him economically. So I felt kind of pressured to push into him. So yeah, and like I had made allies all around, so wasn't really anywhere to push, and it would have just been a real slow game. But so I just went ahead and swung. So and lost, but it's all good. It's all good, you know. So you live and you learn. Um, I think that I'm going to stay away from historical um, World War maps or historical maps in general, except maybe the smaller maps. Uh, but in general, try to just stay away from them entirely because they start you out with whatever units, like a high number of units, especially if you're Germany or any of the major powers. You start with a lot of troops. Your upgrade, you start at like day 8 stuff. That's another thing, is a lot of my stuff wasn't upgraded. See, day 1 was actually day 8. And a lot of my stuff wasn't upgraded. A lot of my stuff was, still level 1 stuff. And what was upgraded wasn't upgraded in the places that I need them to be upgraded. Let's see here. See if I can find an example here for you guys. Well, I guess I just didn't have anything. Yeah, we weren't allowed to use the secret tab. Yeah, I'm upgraded in militia. I don't even run militia. So, yeah. So, sorry about that. All in all, very, very fun. Don't think I'll play it again due to the advantage and such. But, yeah, that's about it. This is going to be the last installment to this series. I don't know if you enjoyed it, if you liked the gameplay or not. Let me know. Remember, I still have the 300 subscriber challenge map going to go up. So make sure you guys watch that video and follow the instructions. That way you guys can join in on that. Get that 6-month high command or the equivalent of gold. Anyway, thank you guys so much.